All right, riders. You want to ride fast, you want to ride smart, you want to ride safe. On the whistle.
Yeah, usually there's some.
Here we go. Driveway P123, April 23rd, 2026. I have just completed the Cat 2 race. Check it out on my channel. It's an exciting finish. Maybe a podium, maybe first place, maybe not. But we did get a 45-minute break between the 2-3 and this race, which is quite nice. So a lot of the guys, I would think most of them who did the 2-3 actually jumped in here. Weather's great, 75. Prix loop, which is a 1.6, 1.7 miles, something like that. 3.5 minutes at a reasonable pace, faster than that. We're going fast.
Oh, I thought I had that. That was very disappointing. Grant something. Grant Shackleton. Yeah.
That's Matt Crawford on the left. He saw the finish in the 2-3 race. He was commiserating with me. I heard that he did the Masters race, which he didn't do the first 6 weeks, which I did do the first 6 weeks. So I'm actually kind of glad that he wasn't in the first 6 weeks, because that gave me some better opportunities. He's an extremely strong rider. So no real expectations here. Still feeling my way through the P123 field. We did a number of these races last year, and have done all of them this year whenever I've participated. I am excited to have that 45-minute break. Normally I have the Masters race, and I have like 3 minutes to recover. That was the first 6 weeks before the P123, so it's just tough. Having that extra recovery makes a huge difference for me. Especially the way these races have been playing out, which I really feel like, at least relative to when I was doing the P12 races, which was more the second half of last season, I feel like they're tougher this year. Meaning, just you have to be more aware of just field splits. Field splits, man. I won't commentate on this whole thing. This is an hour long. I'll kind of jump in and out. But I will say one of the things I've been noticing in this field is, so the jersey ahead of me is number 5. This is Michael Machine. He's on Matador, right? I think. Yeah. And these Matador guys, like kind of across the board, I'll tell you what, you can't really go wrong just kind of paying attention to them. If you're around them, figure out when they start to move up, if one of them is in a move, if 2 of them is in a move, that's probably a really good move. So I like to simplify my strategies. I was kind of paying attention to those guys today. I know Super Squadron had a bunch of guys here today. I felt like there were just so many, 6 or 7. So this is the first race of the series, the second series, which is, each series is 6 weeks long. So everybody's new, fresh, points are, everybody's zeroed out in points. Which is fun. There's Bobby from the 2-3 race in the purple. We got the break together. So we're not going too fast here. The first couple laps, we certainly started slow. I would say the first minute or two. And then we have this period here. This is like lap 2. But it wasn't. Pretty soon after this, it was pretty stretched out the rest of the way. Yeah, going up there 14 miles an hour is not normal for the rest of the race. I kind of mentioned it in the other 2-3 video, but this back, I think the wind is kind of coming a little bit from the south, east. So right here, a little tailwind, and certainly maybe a little tailwind on the back stretch that we were just on for a while. Although I think the wind tends to tamp down a little bit as we get later into the evening. That's a big. So one of the things that I notice in these P123 races is, we come out of that corner there, and then up into this section often. Sometimes it's almost like I'm hitting over 700 watts every time, and sometimes I'm over 800-900, and that's probably not. The question is, are you saving energy if you're in the front? Say in the front, say 10 wheels. Is that any better? And I'm actually not sure what the answer to that question is, because I did try that out later in the race. So I think this is a good wheel in front of me. This is Tom. Tom Pedretti, Night Owls. He gets up there all the time. So I'm starting to learn these guys. Not that I'm like, this guy's on Tom's wheel for any particular reason, other than he just happened to slot in ahead of me. But now I know that he's a good rider. He finds his way and moves, and it makes a difference because I can say, well, if he starts to do something, maybe I'll follow. We're really stretched out here. This is basically most of the rest of the race. It's just it is lined out for the most part. I guess it's not super lined out, you can kind of see. Why do we always say that? And it's like, 8 across the road. But we are going 30, 31. You see Tom took that line up to the left. Just a great line, I should have just followed that. Matador. Okay. That's a good wheel. I think that's Evan. I guess it's Bossbacher. That's how you pronounce his name. Actually, I think a couple months ago, I was doing a Zwift race, and he was in it. I think it was him. I think that was the same name. Some of you will know him. I I race a lot indoors, and I have a lot of. I post those on my channel. Actually, I probably posted that one too. I can't remember if he beat me or not. I think I probably beat him. Okay, I might come back in a few minutes. Whenever we make a few moves. Okay, so we've been really moving. Pretty stretched out. Lots of potential breaks up front there. I think that move was, Chris Tolley was up there, putting on a lot of heat at the front. Stretched out on this back stretch. But I think I'm actually feeling pretty good at this point, because I've been just mostly not doing anything, kind of sitting back. So, and here we go. Put in a few extra watts there. Oh yeah, so now I remember. Yeah, this is like starting to split. It will get a little bit scary. See those gaps up there at the front of the field. Looks like 3 off the front, 5 meter gap, another 7 or 8, another 3, 4 meters. So this starts to get a little scary. We're up there 600 watts for a while, and yeah, this is my fear. So this happened a couple times in the first series, 6 weeks. It's like, are we getting a field split? So fortunately, I think others are now kind of attuned to this risk. So whoever was on the front here going on the hill punched it. Good for you. Oh, it's this guy in the red. I think he might be a Masters racer. I wonder if he was able to latch back on. Looks like he's doing fine. I got a Houston Heat guy in front of me. Following the Matador guy. They're still going on the front. You can tell people know how to split this field up. I'm sure this wasn't easy for me to follow, but it wasn't like max effort. I was luckily in the wheel for almost all of that. So time to move up. And this looks great to me. I love to see these Matador jerseys. It's my new thing. Speed. There's Matt Crawford. See Matt. See you later. So pretty much from like this point into the race forward, I was putting in significant efforts to mostly, well, I wouldn't say most of the time, just try to stay in the front, but just to be, this felt to me like, let's stay on top of things. We're in the front 10 wheels, we're feeling okay, so let's stay there. So, but then, here's this attack. Michael Sheehan. Well, I mean, I was on his wheel, so I guess I followed, but it definitely hurt. I was up over 1,000 watts there. That was not fun. I don't even know if someone followed that. I actually think we had a little gap or something for a little bit, but you don't really get a gap that easily in this field. So let's see, Michael P. Do it again, Evan. Who's that? Tom. So it's very possible we have a little gap here because people are, these guys are all rolling through. Number 4 is Michael Pincus, Houston Heat. Yeah, Evan, Tom. Hey, this is a great move. I'd love to be in this move. Unfortunately, it was all back together, I think, at that point. Luke Ferris. Oh, yeah. That's a good one. Number 50, Luke Cheney. But I don't know. You see, I wish I had a back camera, a rear camera, to see like how significant that move was. Because I don't remember looking back at all. It could have been basically all together, sort of, or we could have had a gap of 20 meters or so. I don't know. Sometimes it's better just to put your head down and ride it, and then look back at some point and hope that you have 20, 30 meters. You know, I apologize if this commentary is boring, some combination for everyone. Especially, I'm sure the veteran guys are just like, what the hell is this guy talking about? So, just my perspective. But here, I'll give you the winner of the race. It was, guess what? Luke Ferris. And who was second? Michael Sheehan. Actually didn't know this. And then third place was also Gabe Porterfield. Tom Pedretti fifth. See, I'm telling you, these guys. Michael Pincus sixth. I'm just telling you, I gotta be around these guys. Working on it. Alright, I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, hanging out. Field for a little bit. Nice back stretch. It's a good place to move up. Let's see what we do. .169. Looks like David Wild. That's right. So the cadence guy goes, and nobody follows. So is this like the Barbados national champion or something? I've heard some rumors of that. Anyway, I think he's a really good sprinter. So of course, I decide to let's bridge this with a great sprinter, and maybe he and I can stay away from the field for the next half hour. This is what you call tactical racing. It's just bad tactical racing. Yeah, see, this guy's name is Greg Vanderpool. He has a UCI number. Interesting name for, I think he's from Caribbean island. Pretty sure. But maybe he grew up in like Belgium or the Netherlands. I'll tell you what, that bridge to him, that hurt. But it got me to the front of the field. But like this is the problem, and this is the big problem I have. I don't know if other people have this problem, but I'm able to sort of get to the front and get in the wheels that I want. But once I get there, I'm out of energy. Anybody else have that problem? Seems like some of these guys don't know. So 24, who's this? Is this Eli? Eli Stead. This is my Matador guys. I've adopted them as my favorite racers. They seem like the best, I don't know. Seems like Cheney's pretty good too so far. I'm pretty sure that, yeah, I think Evan from Matador, Evan Bosbacher, he won the first 6-week series. David Wild on the front. He's pushing it. Somebody from Super Squatchers on the front. He wants us to go. Cheney guys. He's not too excited to follow. Oh no, wait, that's CCO. So watch this. Alright, here goes Eli. Just out of nowhere. Makes me do 700 watts for several seconds. Yeah, I just remember, you know, sometimes you're following moves and you're like, I still have 5–10% left. But I think here, I was like, I don't even think I pulled through. Because I was like, I don't have it. If I pull through, I might just drop off the back of the field. I guess the field was pretty far back though, because you can see, like, it took a while for everyone to kind of come up there and pass me. You would have thought it would take a little longer. So I actually had some recovery time over on the right. Recovery. I was probably doing 400 watts. But yeah, I should probably look behind me more. You know, in indoor racing, again, which I do more of, you never have to worry about looking behind you. Well, let me put that another way. You always know how far behind somebody is because it tells you on the side of your screen. So there's no actual physical act, obviously. Now, why don't I look behind? Well, I don't want to... This gets a little tight here. See, I thought I remember somebody shouting something there. It was like, you know, take the effing racing line. I'm pretty sure that's what somebody yelled at. Was it me? Was it at other people? Who knows? Oh, here we go. Yeah, just get on the front. I thought better of this. Or maybe I didn't have any. I had no gas left. So, wait a minute. I said these killers on these other teams do it. Is that Archer? But that looks like a real move up there. Do I pull through? Don't do it. Don't do it, Dave. Oh no. Oh no. And then, I guess I was gonna add some speed though. Just see this race though. I mean, it's just, I guess it's not uncommon for a crit, but I mean, I think what I'm trying to emphasize is it's certainly very, it's aggressive and it's painful. And if you're in the back, just hanging on to these moves, you may be really taking a risk that this is going to split and you're not, and your race is over. Now, last year, whenever I did a few of these races at the beginning, I didn't even really try to get in the front the first race or two. I just wanted to get a feel for the racing style and the speed. Cornering at speed and that sort of thing. So there's nothing wrong with that, and I see guys sit back there and do that. And, that's the way to learn. So a few more guys off the front. I'll be back a little later. Okay, so we're about 15 minutes left in this race. And now would be a good time for a move. I still know I don't necessarily have the greatest legs right now, just because of the efforts throughout the race. But I've been recovering for several minutes now, to a certain extent. I was looking at my power file for this, and like my 5-minute, 10-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute peaks power, they were all starting at like different times. And they're all sort of in the same. Oh, here we go. I almost hit that guy. Sorry about that. But let's move up. These guys gonna come over. This looks great. So yeah, you know, a lot of times your best 5-minute power is also starts like at the same second as your best 10-minute or your best 20-minute. Mine were starting at like different points. And they were all clustered sort of in the middle of the race, but what that indicates to me is that there was pretty consistent effort going throughout, especially the middle portion of this race. So I don't know who's on the front there. Is that a Cheney guy? Maybe it's CCR, because CCR is pulling back. Oh, I think I remember this. So I felt like I was in pretty good position. I'm coming around this corner. Maybe I had to go a little wide here. And then those guys just pull away. And I think didn't I hit 1,000 watts there? And they still just pulled away. So I lost this draft. And then it's like, whoa. Seriously? Again? So I'm trying to reconnect before the downhill. I mean, look at my RPMs over 100. Like, whenever I get that high in my cadence, it generally means that I'm starting to get tired. Pro tip for all you guys out there. But why not? Let's roll through or something. I'm sure this will work out. Oh, there's the armadillo. You see that? Oh yeah, I remember that. I forgot about that. I was like waving my right arm like crazy. Is this Kevin Fish maybe? On the front. Number 1. Somebody's telling somebody to take a pull there. It wasn't me talking, so somebody else talking. They could have been talking to me. I was the guy in second wheel. But you know, guys, I'll just say, if anybody watching this video is in this race, I will almost always take a pull. So if I don't take a pull, I'm either doing, you pretty much know 80% of the time I'm hurting. But there's 20% of the time where I might be tactically doing something. So I think also the camera gets a little shakier. I don't think it gets terrible. But as the battery drains, I think I lose like stabilization or something. So it may not be quite as stable, but actually looks okay. .28 Devin Carroll. Okay, that's Devin. Well, I'll let it play out. Unfortunately, I don't have a great finish of the race because I did not sprint by any means. But I think if you kind of look at the distance, I might actually have the guy crossing the finish line. This was Luke Ferris. And you can maybe watch and see how it develops. I'm not sure if he broke away the last lap or two with another group and then they held it, or if that was not the case and the field caught and then he broke. But I think he was a clear winner, I would say. Like he was out front by 3-4 seconds at least. So I enjoy